A warm welcome back to Griffin, Indiana on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 11 with me, MrSealyp. We're into November 3. It's nearly 8:05 in the morning. I'm leaving the laundromat. The temperature has dropped somewhat. It's a bit colder. It's 11 degrees. It says it's going to go up to 22. And then into December, we're looking at 6 with a low of -5. And yeah, potentially snow and stuff like that. So it's getting a little bit chillier. So I decided best to wash some clothes out of my bag and get changed. Warm weather gear. No more t-shirts and baseball caps for me. Gloves, coat. I'm in an open vehicle as well, which doesn't help. And a woolly hat. Now, I did say this might happen. Contracts appear to be drying up. The 2 baling contracts that were available are still sitting there. They're fairly small and I've done a load of baling already. But I am working on my next plan. I mentioned it briefly, and this is one of those kind of, it's a potential, it's an idea moving forward. I talked about Frey Farms, and Frey Farms are based out of Illinois, and they grow produce and they make fruit juices and things like that. And they distribute all around the US. They have got a hub, a produce centre in Poseyville, just to the east of here. So, what I'm thinking of doing is setting up a couple of greenhouses to do watermelons, because watermelons is one of the things they deal in. I haven't got a contract with them, I haven't got a deal with them, I haven't got anything, but I'm thinking if I set them up and I start growing them, because we are out of season, we're completely out of season for growing watermelons, but if we're doing them in greenhouses, if the weather's okay and we can keep the greenhouses warm enough, potentially we could become a supplier to Frey Farms of our watermelon. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know whether I've got enough room to fit. I might do actually. We'll have to have a check. I want to put 2 in. They're 11 grand each. I don't think I need seed for these. I could be wrong. I'm sure it's just manure and water. So I'm going to need something to transport water. Manure I can get from the livestock market next door, which is actually quite handy. I'm going to keep an eye on the contract situation in case any others pop up, but those are the only 2 available at the moment, so I've got no other contracts I can do. And the other thing I'm thinking as well, I've spoken to the mayor yesterday evening. I've got a permit. The farm up on the hill that I have had access to, they want that kind of kept neat and tidy and that kind of thing. So I've been given a permit to go and cut their grass. There's also a fermenting silo up there as well. So what I'm thinking of doing, something that came recently or became available recently, I could have bought a mower and then got a loaded wagon or a mower, or there's the various different pipes and things, but there's the Ribery, what was it, Ribery RB100, something or other, which has got a built-in mower. I've seen them used. Is it the Grassmen in Ireland? I think when this came out a while ago on FS19. So what I'm going to do is lease one of those. I haven't actually looked to see how much it's going to cost to lease, and I think I've got enough horsepower on the Massey. I think what I have to do is do a bit of repair work on the Massey, just to make sure it can pull it. We'll go up, we'll cut some grass up there, and we'll put it into the fermenting side to get some more silage going. So then we've got something else we can potentially sell. As like I say, we move into the winter months and things might become a little bit more scarce. So first thing I want to do is try and set up the greenhouses. I have got seed if I do need to put seed in them. I'm not sure if I do at the moment. So a little bit about Frey Farms. I've been doing a little bit of research and looking up. And the company was founded in 1992, I think it is. Sarah Frey, I did talk about this a little bit, was the youngest of 21 children, which is mad. Grew up on a struggling farm in southern Illinois, and at 15 she started her own fresh produce delivery business with an old pickup truck. Business picked up, took off. 2 years later, she took over the family farm, started doing business with large grocery retailers around the country. And as of fairly recently. Frey Farms is the nation's leading producer of pumpkins, earning Sarah Frey the nickname America's Pumpkin Queen. She's written a book. I've been looking at it. I was sitting in the diner reading the book. The Growing Season, it's called. And it's about building a new life, saving the farm, building this big business. It's amazing, really. And what they were doing was they tried to work out very early on. It says, I grew up on a small family farm where nothing was ever wasted and food was simple and delicious. Every growing season yielded different crops, and we're proud to bring that produce to market today. Some of my fondest memories are of trying to figure out what to do with the imperfect or ugly fruit. This led to my vision of using all of what we grow in creating farm fresh beverages for families. So the fruits and vegetables and things that a lot of supermarkets won't take. We had a big thing here in the UK a while ago, and I can't remember what they called wonky. They called them wonky veg, and certain supermarkets had sections of wonky veg because people would come into supermarkets into the fresh fruit and veg sections, and they only wanted very perfect-looking specimens, or at least supermarkets thought. So what they started doing was all the stuff that would normally get rejected, they started having sections with wonky veg, and it was cheaper because it wasn't, and people just, of course they were buying it. It doesn't make no difference, unless you have to have that perfect banana because you've got one of those little plastic banana carriers for your lunchbox or something like that. It doesn't really matter. So what they decided to do instead of doing that was to produce fruit juices and things like that, which is fantastic. Watermelon being one of the main ones. It says, from the very beginning, Frey Farms have focused on growing the best fruit and vegetables to distribute across the country. After 25 years in business, the Frey family still bases its business on produce, serving the nation's largest retailers. They have a variety of flavours available, are always expanding their offerings. But watermelon juice using Sama or Sama juice. Watermelon has been a source of natural, refreshing hydration for thousands of years. At Frey Farms, we are committed to the growth and science of watermelon, and to the best practices to create leading watermelon products. Each bottle of Sama has the taste of juicy watermelon and is packed with immune-boosting nutrients. Citrulline is naturally found in watermelon and improves blood flow, allowing your body to absorb nutrients and hydrate faster. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and get on their radar, hopefully get a contract, a joint venture, a partnership. So we'll grow them, they'll come and collect them from us, and we'll get paid for them. That's the plan. So let's have a look and see what we've got available with regard to greenhouses. And we want these here. I was thinking of doing melon and watermelon, but because they take watermelon, do I do one or two? Do I start with one and see how it goes? And if one works out all right, then think about maybe going for two. Oh, actually, we could fit a couple in, couldn't we? How are we looking? That's not owned by us. I'm just thinking of enough space round to get vehicles in and out, and round where our sell point is. We're going to be packing our land, but you know what? And we can always move some of the bales over or out of the way. I'm just thinking I've got enough room to get out between. If I pull that right to there, let's do one there. We've got room to get out through there. You know what? I'm going to do it. And then have I got room there? If I move over as far as I can, we can drive our vehicles out between. Have I got? No, I don't. I've got enough for a turning circle. Where do I go on to the next plot of land that's not ours? Or I suppose I could put that one that way, couldn't I? That could work. Or do I just bite the bullet and buy the plot of land next door? You know what? I'm going to do that. Let's do that. You know what? Hey, you've got to speculate to accumulate, haven't you? I know this is a bit bold, a bold thing to do considering moving into winter and potentially no contracts. So, 30,000. Let's do it. Okay. Let's put a second one in. We'll do it. There, we've got enough space now. We can come all the way over. Well, that sounds going to cost. Hang on, why was the other one 10,000? Oh no, 11,000 a bit. Yeah. That's not straight, is it? Oh no, now I've gone and messed it up, and I've only gone and norsed it right up, and let's come over a little bit to give myself space for a track way out. Bales I can move at some point if I need to. So as far as I'm aware, let's check the old recipe. We don't need seed, do we? No, just water and manure. Fantastic. So, what I love as well is they refer to her as, it says a message from our founding farmer, like the founding fathers. I think that's a very clever play on words. So, should we give it a go? Hey, what's the worst that can happen? The other thing I'm going to need to do then is we need to go to the store. Oh, yeah, we haven't checked as well. Today's offerings. What do we have potentially? Oh, there's another Massey for 26 grand. It's a 3000 series. Oh, 3095. I had one of those on. Oh man, what map was it? It was one of Oxygen David's. Oakfield. Is it Oakfield? Oh man. I can't afford to do that. Right, let's grab the tractor. We'll go and grab some manure first. From next door. I don't know how much that's going to cost actually, but we'll grab some manure. I still need to look at options moving forward. This I think is kind of, with contracts running dry, I'm thinking of things I can do that are going to make us a bit of money. We have got a lot of stuff stored. We've got a lot of stuff kind of built up. I'm probably going to do a little bit of landscapery. A little bit of landscaping. We are packing as much onto our little plot of land as we can, aren't we? Yeah, there may be cheaper alternatives to buying manure. There may be cheaper alternatives, or obviously if I've got animals I can produce my own, but for the time being we have a location for purchasing. Obviously the livestock market produces plenty when they've got the animals here, so we might as well. Yes, exactly what I thought. I thought I was in the right place. Will this trailer not take it? Oh, that's a worry. Let's do that. No, not that one. I'm having a mare. That's fine. Oh, you've got to be joking. What? Why would that not? That's peculiar. Wrong angle. Potentially. I need to check this. Let's check this trailer and see. It says it takes manure. Nothing. Nothing. I wonder if I can do it with my bucket on the wheel loader, maybe. Should we try that? Let's try that. We're just over here. I'm going to turn those off now. Then we'll go over to the store and we'll have a look and see what we've got available water tank wise. I want to get the best of bang for my buck, so the largest tank I can get that I can pull. I'm thinking maybe a 10,000 litre or something like that. I can put in water pipes and things like that, but for the time being we'll do this. I think it's the only greenhouses we're going to run because it works nicely, like I say, with a local business that's already in existence. IRL, as those youngsters often say. And then once we've got this sorted, oh, I need a jet wash as well. And I keep saying that every episode. I need a jet wash. Maybe I should just invest in one. Oh, okay. So we'll do it into the bucket, but it won't do it. 3,000 litres at a time. That's going to take 98 for 3,000 litres. Good. I can see whether or not. Oh, it's got a much better reach than I thought it was going to have. Okay. I'll put a few bucket loads in. Any spare? I'm sure we'll be able to put in our silo, won't we? Silo's multi-fruit. Let's have a look actually. What's it going to cost me to get... If we get a jet wash placed, they're about $4,000. That's a milk tanker, the Abbeys. Just seeing what we've got available. $5,000 for the one that goes in your pocket. In the old skyrocket. And then the others are going to be under build mode and tools. Oh, 1,550. Oh, that's doable. Yeah, we'll get one of those put in. That's a nice cheap alternative. Cheaper than $5,000. I know the one that goes in your pocket's a lot more user-friendly in so much as you can then do your jet washing wherever you want, but actually, with the finances the way they are, because I've just spent a load. But we're doing all right. I'm confident. I'm confident my plan will work. He says, with his fingers crossed over his controller. I don't know how much manure it's going to take. We can certainly start off with a bit. I'm thinking the trailer takes 20,000 litres, or just over. So I do 10,000 litres in each one. That should keep us going for a while. So what I'll do, I'll carry on filling this up. I'll see in a minute when it's full. We'll put it in, then we'll go and sort the water situation out at the store. And we'll get some watermelons growing. Hopefully. And then we'll look at this riberi. Like I say, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. Why did that just stop? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how expensive it's going to be to lease. I'm sure it's going to be cheaper than leasing a forage wagon and a mower separately. Because you can just buy a front mower. Buy a front mower, get a loading wagon, off you go. This just does those two jobs combined. And like I say, I'm sure it was the Grassman I saw it on. So what they do is when they the grass will be growing all the time, and then they just go out to the field and they literally just cut and collect what they need when they need it. Okay, didn't fill it. We're up to 21,000 litres, which will put me about 10,000 litres in each one. So if I go over on one, it's not the end of the world. Didn't think actually about the turning circle, but it's not a massive trailer, is it? Okay, just that one. I suppose thinking about it, because I bought this plot as well, I could have put the 2 greenhouses right the way over here and had the greenhouses that could have done, couldn't I? But in all honesty, I don't know what I want to do with the rest of the plot. And I had the front section there. Like I say, I've got room to drive through there. I can always use my wheel loader with the spikes, move those first few bales, first sections here, and put them on with there to give us a bit more space to get through here. We'll have to look at putting some trackways in, maybe some gravel. I'm thinking we can drive in and swing round past there. That might be a bit tight to get round there. But if it's not, we can then come out past here maybe and round that side. I don't know. We'll have a look. It's when I can afford to do the landscaping as well, when I can afford to put some gravel in and that kind of thing. Okay, that's more peculiar. That did that. Hang on a minute. Is that taken the manure and accounted for? 21,000 litres in there. That's saying 21,007. That's saying 11,007. But there's nothing. Huh? Hang on. Am I confused? Neither. So somehow I've got 32,000. I'm not arguing it. I'm very confused. Shh. Don't say anything, yeah, I'm going to need more space there, I think. Let's put this one away. At least that'll give me more space out to the other side if I need to put another barn in or something like that. We're going to have to think about a house, somewhere to stay, rather than just the motel at some point. But again, when I can afford that. At the moment, like I said, I could put a tent on my own property if I wanted to, but I don't really want to stay in the tent. Let's do that. Right, out to the store. Let's see what they've got available water tanker wise. We will do water now. The other thing was, where do I get water from? Can I get from rivers, etc.? I don't know. I can put a water pipe in, I guess. Just thinking, where would I get? I know there's the pond up there. Is there a water point up at the farm? Just don't think where there would be water points. Out of that farm, maybe? Oh, there's the water tower, isn't there? Of course there is. There's the... Which that might be quite expensive. I might to... while we go to the store, we'll get a water pipe installed, I think. Whoa. There's no traffic. Oh, there we go. What have we got? Wouldn't it be fortuitous to have the store have a sudden discount on a water tanker? Stop there, lights off. Let's see what they've got, shall we? I'm stuck. So we go to animals. What have we got modded wise? I use that one. I mean, I used that one of those on the Western Wilds, and again, why not? 2,500 for 10,000 litres. It seems a bit mad. I used that on the pickup because you could go up to massive capacity. 13,000 litres for 31 grand. 15 grand, 15 grand. 25 grand, 9,500. 3 grand for a 2,080. You know what? I'm just going to go for that. It's tried, it's tested. There's probably loads of others available, but you know what? It will do the job. Don't want a spare wheel. Main colour, I'm not going to have MrSealyp green, I don't think. What colour should I go for? I do like the dusky hardy red. Rim colour we'll leave as it is. Well, the price has gone up by £1 grand just by changing the colour, but okay. Let's buy it. Hopefully the jet wash I ordered will have been installed by the time we return as well. I'm pretty sure if we go out to the water tower it's not free. That's my only concern. We could drive out there because that is a water source that's readily available. So what we'll do, we don't own the farm, so I don't suppose it would let us. If there was a water source out there, we'll always out to the farm. I'll have a look. If not, we'll just come back. And that's very peculiar with those greenhouses. Why one's showing manure and the other's not? And why they've got 10,000 litres, apparently more than I put in. Again, I'm not sure on that one. If there was, I don't suppose I would have access to it. This is someone else's farm. I'm just traipsing around, having a look. There's a water thing there, but I don't think so. No. Okay. I'll see you back at the farm in a moment. Okay. Job chopped. So, we've got our jet wash. That's been delivered. Good to know. When we go over to the store to pick up the Ribery, or lease the Ribery, so pick it up, lease it, we'll do the maintenance. We need to get a toolbox or workshop over here, but in all honesty, I think if I was farming, if I had to set my farm up further out of town, I think if you use your toolbox, is it just cheaper using yours or is it cheaper using the main store? I can't remember which way around it is. But because the store's just there, it just seems a bit mad, doesn't it? Anyway, right, let's give that a bit of a going over. First time it's been cleaned since we collected it from Webbs. Sorry, Mr. Webbs, I do apologise. Very disrespectful. Properly dirty. Oh, look at that. It makes it a little bit scuffed and dinged here and there, but it's not too bad. Good as new. Right. So our water, I've got a little trough we put in, just like the one we saw at the farm actually. That's just down here. Awesome. So let's fill up. Oh, that filled up quick, blimey. That's impressive stuff. Let's see what this does with the water then, if we have a similar situation. I'm wondering whether or not when we leave and return, whether the manure will appear in there, or whether it's just because, oh no, it seems weird. I was going to say, because it looks like it will take, I don't know how much manure it will take, but the other one shows that it's not full, but you know what I mean? Could be the same with the water. Are we going to be able to put like loads in these? It's shown on both. So I'm assuming that's what's happened. Is it because I put them so close together they've just kind of joined up? Is that why? That one is showing for both. That one is showing for that one. That's weird, isn't it? I don't know. Well, we'll see as they go down. If they're gonna share the manure and they're gonna share the water, it doesn't really matter. But I'll put 10,000 litres in the other one just to be on the safe side. So that one should be good to go now. Let's get some production underway under there. That's that one. Let's go. Nice. Shall I leave this trailer? I quickly filled up my shelter, having started with nothing and then gradually buying second-hand bits of equipment. I've run out of space already. Oh, that's all I could do. Oh, mind you, it's not my property, is it? It's not my land. I shouldn't really. Should they'll mind? Looks abandoned, but I suppose that's the next property to buy. How much is that? Just out of curiosity. Not that I can afford to get it now, but that's that plot there. 46 grand. Okay, so that will be the next plot to buy just directly below us. It's got that old shelter on it. It's got a building to the side here as well. So we could maybe demolish that, or we could make use of it, or I don't know. It's a bit of extra land, isn't it? I'll just put this over here for the time being. I'm sure it'll be fine outside. Maybe we can put an extension on the barn or something. Pop that there, and we'll get that switched on as well and producing. Right, that's that, and that. So we've got new greenhouses, new jet wash, new water point. Let's see about this Ribery situation. So that's our watermelons underway. All we've got to hope now is that we can draw the attention of, catch the eye of Frey Farms and enter into negotiations. It's a small town, not a large population. I'm sure word will spread quite quickly. Oh, hang on. Huh? Oh, that's good. Brilliant. Oh, it's there now. Glad to see it as the train goes past in the background. So, that's our watermelon venture underway. Right, okay, cool. Next up, let's look at this Ribery situation. So the greenhouses have been manufactured and supplied by ER Shabba. The Ribery, it was RS, it's an RS 100RB, not an RB 100. RS 100RB by SMI. So let's have a look at that then. That's going to be under forage wagons. There we go. 37,100. 34,000 litres or 35.5. 85 horsepower, we've got that. So 35,500 litres. That's going to be 37,100 to buy if we're going to buy it. 34,000 litres. Hang on. How is... Oh, okay. So how is 34,000 litres more expensive to buy than 35.5? Because that's just got a cage on the back. And that one's got conveyors, so you can unload left or right, I think. Yeah. Well, we only want that. We don't want a license plate on there. How much is that going to be to lease, though? Okay, 1,892. That's a viable option. So our tractor should have enough horsepower. Or what we were going to do, though, what we're going to be looking at repair costs, because we're looking pretty ropey bottom right. And if we need to give this as much oomph as we can, give it the TLC it requires. Oh, blimey. 3018. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to, all the second-hand equipment we buy, at some point we're going to have to do repairs on it. Let's see how this works, shall we? So this we're going to take up to Fiver Road. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. We'll head up. I'll tell you what I think I'll do. I'm going to just stop a second. I'm going to whiz across the road. I'm going to take some photographs for my social media. Because if I can post pictures of our watermelon greenhouses, they may get noticed on social media. Once word spreads, hey, the world is my oyster. I'll get some pictures. That's the best thing. We'll do that. Okay, that's that done. Posted. Insta, Facebook, Twitter. Anywhere I can put it. So Fiver Hills Road, that's where we're heading. It's Mumford ahead of us. Fiver Hills Road goes up towards the farm. We should have enough horsepower on this tractor for this piece of equipment. We'll cut what we can, we'll put it into the silo and we'll get it going. Like I say, I've got a permit. I did make sure I've got all the correct paperwork and stuff to be doing it. Two birds, one stone. They want it all kept nice and tidy up there for potential buyers or whatever's going to be happening with the land. They don't want it looking run down and disused, and the town then looks like it's becoming a ghost town, and that's not what they want. I'm still very taken by that farmhall that Mr. Webb's got. I just haven't got a use for it. It will be one of those things, if we get to a point, I will make a pledge now, if we get to a point where we do so well here on the farm, on hard mode, I will remind you, on hard mode, with everything turned on, weeds and stones and all of that, if we do enough, if we do well enough, if I earn enough money by doing whatever I end up doing, I'll buy it. Just as a frivolous, let's get ourselves a lovely looking tractor. It's going to be interesting. I can't remember how much of the land is actually available here, how much is owned. So what we'll do, we'll check the sat nav. So we're up here now. Okay, so that little turning goes off there. So we have got all of that. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's peel off. Let's give it a go to the side here. There's actually quite a lot of grass here, isn't there? So mower on the front. Drop down, turned on. Loading wagon, forage wagon on the back. Cut the grass as you go, pick it up as you go. Yeah, it's, looking at it, like I said, it's because the farmer, whoever it is that's using it, will go out and they'll cut whatever grass they need for that moment, Are there easier ways? Of course, if you're mowing, doing large mowing operations, you might mow, then windrow, then collect with a loading wagon, forage wagon. If you've got a mower set up that already windrows for you, you're going to do that, then collect it. Or you can run a mower on the front and just a regular old forage wagon behind you. But I like this as an option. When we get to here, let's do the cut. I mean, realistically, this isn't the field that they want cleared. They want around the farm tidied, because this is this can just be left as an open meadow. But for prospective buyers, they don't want the land around the actual farm itself to look like it's overgrown and hasn't been touched in centuries. So what we'll do, I think we're going to get to just past this lamppost, sorry, telegraph pole, and we'll be at our limit, I think. There we go. We don't know that. We'll swing back. We'll go back through the gate. I was just curious to see how this is going to work. We're not going to get massive amounts of grass, I don't think. Or we will do, but it's going to take a while. I think that's probably the... Actually dropping the pickup down would have been a better idea. So as part of the, you know, I've had to pay for the lease of the piece of machinery. Part of the payments, the deal with the mayor and the local council, I guess, is that I get access to the land, which is what they want me to do anyway, but I get to use the fermenting silo. So it's a win-win all round. I've paid for the lease of this, so however long I have it for, it's going to cost me to do it. However, the knock-on of that is I do get to use extra stuff. The other thing I haven't done as well, I didn't even look at the cultivator, because there's a cultivator in here, isn't there? We still didn't do it. We ended up buying our own trailer, but the trailer is still here as well. This is going to end up looking very untidy to start off with, but... let's go up and around the house first. We'll gradually kind of work our way out. It's a lovely view out over the town from here as well. We'll cut all of that. Well, might get a bit dizzy, but I could have come out here with the Profi hopper. There's the zero turn mowers, the Mow It pack. There's a whole load of stuff. But I thought I'd use this at the same, you know, this only came out recently, very recently, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity. Horsepower requirement, actually, as it turned out, was fairly low. Leasing cost wasn't too expensive. What I'll do, I'll get my first full load, we'll get it into the silo and get it working. I've got a bit of a gap there, I might have to cover this from a slightly different angle here, but and I'll charge up the bits that are a little bit closer as well. Lovely spiral pattern out from the house. Let's go to the side so I can see a bit better. Mind that tree. I'll go this side of it this time, other side next time. Clonk. And realistically, it doesn't matter how much grass we get. If we don't get as much as in my head I think we might get, it doesn't matter because it hasn't cost me anything other than the lease of the vehicle. It's a favour for the community, which benefits everybody. So I'll see you in a little while, once I'm a lot dizzier and we've got a full load. And I guess I'll carry on and we'll get this whole area cleared. I don't know how far out we'll go. I might just go around all the buildings and stuff and get all that cleared as best we can. Or I might end up, as you know I often do, I become obsessive about what I'm doing and I end up doing the whole lot. Could take me hours and hours and hours, but I end up doing it because that's what I do. We have a full load, 35,500 litres. I have to say, it's going very well. I'm happy with how this is looking around the house. It's all very clean and tidy. There's a few little bits I could probably come around and do. I could do with a weed whacker. Oh, who is it? Is that A-Dub Modding had one? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll come down around and do a bit of trimming around the outside as well. I'll have to see if I can go and get one of those. They've probably got the one down at the store. So yeah, I'm kind of doing further and further out. Got to a point where I'm pretty close to the barn. Like I said, there's a couple of bits I could do with tidying and around the side of the buildings. But what I'll do is, maybe we'll start the next episode off doing that. We'll do a bit of weed whacking. Why is that turned on? No, that one. That's weird. Yeah, let's put this into the silo. We have access. We shall use it and abuse it. whilst helping out the neighbourhood and the community, I'm helping myself. Literally. So it should be tipped into there. If we go into here, grass silage, lose a little bit, but hey, might as well get that going. How's our watermelon going? 88 litres and 95 litres. It's doing all right. Very cool. I've got an idea what I might do something. I don't know if it's going to pan out. If it does, I'll tell you in the next episode. It would be interesting. It's curious. It's to do with me taking the photos of the greenhouses. Yeah, I don't know. Got an idea for them. It's a bit crazy. It's one of those silly things, and it's one of those things that will probably turn to nothing. But if it does, it would be really cool. So, as I said, you know me at this point. You know what I'm like. I've got the jobs done I wanted to get done, or one definitely, and started. Yes, okay, I've gone down from about 110, 111,000 to 45,000, but hopefully it will work out. It'll be what I need it to be, you know. If we get a few watermelon crates, you know, we should make a bit of money doing the watermelon. I'll just go inside the buildings. I'm going to have to have a look, yeah. If I can find one, we'll see if we can get hold of the weed whacker handheld mower thing. And we'll go around and do the edges when we start the next episode. I'm just trying to tidy up a few of these bits now before I carry on going right the way around. And then we've got, well, we can do all around here and then decide whether or not we want to go further than the trees. I'm just thinking around the house. How far out do we want to go? I know I'm saying to myself, and I know I'm saying it out loud, almost trying to kind of say, look, this is what you should do, but you know what I'm like. This, what I should do and what I will do are two very, very different things. So if we look at the property itself, where we've got the next cluster of trees, this area is what I would consider to be the kind of the lawn around the house, if you want to have it as a lawn. Then meadow further out from there. At some point, I suppose the fencing is the natural boundary, but where those trees are, I'm thinking of having, sort of leaving it as let's just turn the engine off, not the engine off, the mower off. But having kind of lawn, so when you look out from the house, you've got lawn running down to where the fence is. But here, where the trees are, you can't see past the trees. So from this point on, leave this as kind of open meadow, you know, for wildlife and that kind of thing. It'd be pretty cool to have some beehives out here, wouldn't it? I'm just, yeah, you know, I don't own the property, but I'm thinking if we mow out to there, this have it as an open meadow, and you want to get the bees and that kind of stuff, have some beehives that can go out and pollinate and that kind of thing. Put some up on this little hillside. That'd be quite cool. Maybe. Yeah, we haven't done bees yet. I mean, that's on here. I've done them on other maps. Of course, I have Western Wildside, loads of them. But we could stick a couple of beehives up on there, maybe. Or maybe not some of the big beehives, but some of the smaller ones, you know. It would fit a bit nicer, maybe. So then you've got your lawn area, you've got some nice open bits. Yeah, we'll do that. So what I think we'll do is we'll stop there. I'll see what I end up doing grass cutting. When I see you in the next episode, at the start of the next episode, like I say, we might do a little bit of weed whacking just to tidy up around the buildings and that kind of thing. We'll look at, I haven't got enough money. I suppose I could buy some of the smaller beehives now. If we could get permission to put them out here on the land, maybe. Makes it feel a bit more homely too. And then we're going to be moving into December. And that's what I said about maybe doing a bit of forestry then, a bit of wood chipping, a few things like that, which we would be kind of looking at. Hopefully contract situations, or if we make a bit of money doing whatever we're doing, whether it's selling silage or whatever, we need to really look at purchasing our own plot of land as we go into the new year, because we don't own any farmland. We've got our own plot of land. And having just bought another plot of land, that's great, but I don't own anything I can actually farm at the moment. So what I'll do is try and tidy that up, because that's got a bit of a funny angle. Let's tidy up neatly around here. Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll see where we end up with this. The silage going on there, watermelons growing. What we might have to do is put them into storage until we can work out if we can get a deal, if we can get the situation organised. If not, I guess I can just sell them myself, but it would be nice if we could get a contract with a local business, a farm legend in the local area. Or not so local, I don't know really. It's weird, isn't it, how is it considered, you know? I said it once before in a video. I remember talking to my cousins when we were in Toronto, and we went to see the Blue Jays play, and they were talking about basketball and talking about ice hockey, and they were saying about local derbies, you know, and they were going to play, I can't remember who it was they were talking about, but they were going to go to Vancouver. It was something like 3,000 miles, and that was considered a local derby, you know. Here in the UK, not so much, you know. 5-10 miles, that's local. 20, 100, you know. 3,000 miles, not so much. So I suppose, being that Illinois is to the west and the border, the Wabash River is literally, what, 3-4 miles away from where we are, I guess. I suppose it is fairly close, isn't it? It is, yeah. I will see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always, thanks for watching.